George Russell is impatient for his future to be decided, while Singapore says it's a no for racing under lights in 2021. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our new home on unbeaten.com. Young gun George Russell says he, Mercedes and Williams all want his future sewn up before the mid-season break. Russell is out of contract at the end of the season, but is widely tipped to sign with the Silver Arrows for 2022, ousting Valtteri Bottas. And while the Brit has faith Mercedes will act in his best interests, Russell knows he's done enough to prove himself, including at last year's Sakhir Grand Prix, and has ambitions to match. Wherever I find myself next year, I want to be in a car that will give me the chance to win races, he said, because I didn't fight my whole career to get to F1 to be fighting for 15th and 16th. Singapore, Formula One's original night race, has been cancelled for the second straight year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Singapore remains on heightened alert as part of its reopening plan, with tight immigration restrictions forcing the race to be abandoned. 2021 was the final race on Singapore's current contract, with the event to potentially be replaced this year by a USA doubleheader. McLaren leading light and longtime major shareholder Mansour Ojjeh has died aged 68 following a long battle with ill health. Ojjeh, the Paris-born Saudi billionaire behind Techniques d'Avant-Garde, or TAG, was a driving force at McLaren from 1984, and originally with former business partner Ron Dennis, took the team to 10 drivers and 9 constructors' titles. Alpine reserve driver Daniil Kvyat hasn't ruled out a return to the grid, with the Russian stating his eyes and ears are open for other opportunities, but says he's happy in his role at Enstone. Kvyat raced for Alpha Tauri last year, but was replaced for 2021 by rookie Yuki Tsunoda, forcing him onto the sidelines. But the 27-year-old said to the sport's official podcast F1 Nation he has no regrets.
I enjoy my work at Alpine. Right now, I'm giving my best always to the team that I'm with, and right now I'm focused on that. And I enjoy the atmosphere in the team. You know, they're very interesting guys, a very hardcore racing team.
Kvyat was also on the sidelines back in 2018 after splitting up with Toro Rosso, but was welcomed back the following year. The Russian, though, doesn't see Dr. Helmut Marko opening the gates again for a Red Bull or Alpha Tauri race return.
He's dying to give me a call. But I think this time the pride might be in the way, because already last time it was a bit like admitting the mistake, no? And yeah, but you know, my eyes are wide open, my ears also are open, and to be honest, I'm quite flexible.
Red Bull Motorsport boss Dr. Helmut Marko has declared Alpha Tauri rookie Yuki Tsunoda will be moved to Italy, with his confidence needing a boost following a difficult few races. Marko described Tsunoda's Bahrain debut as really fantastic, given his overtake on two-time F1 world champion Fernando Alonso and his 2 points for 9th place. But teammate Pierre Gasly has since outscored him 31-8. With Marko's concern being Tsunoda's mistakes from overconfidence, like his spin in Imola after an attempted pass on Sir Lewis Hamilton, forcing Red Bull to double down on efforts and move Tsunoda to Faenza under the watchful eye of team boss Franz Tost. The young man now has to concentrate and will learn that Formula One is the toughest sport in motor racing, Dr. Marko said. Ferrari Driver Academy member Callum Ilott says he's still in a very good position to step up to F1 in 2022, despite the young Brit deciding against another season in the sport's feeder series. Ilott finished F2 last year as runner-up to champion Mick Schumacher, 14 points adrift, but scored more wins than the German across the season, 3-2, all of which were feature races. Ilott is now Ferrari test driver and reserve for Alfa Romeo, and dovetails his F1 role with a race drive in the GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup for the Iron Lynx squad. But the 22-year-old is keeping the faith on his F1 shot, given the impact F2 graduates Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda are having. I think they're doing a good job, and I think it's only a matter of time before the reference is even closer, he said. And it's easier for me to say, well, I was in the middle of these two guys. Sauber continues to work with Alfa Romeo parent Stellantis on extending its partnership and F1 team branding beyond 2021. The rebrand, which began in 2018, was the brainchild of the late Sergio Marchionne, former Ferrari chairman and Fiat Chrysler CEO, who wanted to return the allure to Alfa Romeo, F1's original world champion.
I've been waiting to see this for a long, long time. And to be able to see that on a car, to be able to see an Alfa Reds on the thing, to see the support of the FCA team and the Ferrari in bringing this back is a big, big deal. I realize that maybe the outside world, it's not. To me, it's a big bloody deal. So look, let's do it and let's do it right.
But the Alfa Romeo brand has since been rolled into Stellantis, a 50-50 merger between Fiat Chrysler and the PSA Group, comprising 14 brands that makes it the 8th largest automotive manufacturer. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has said it will invest in Alfa Romeo over the next 10 years, and Sauber boss FRÉDÉRIC Vasseur is optimistic a deal can be reached, with the team also adding engineering expertise. They want to be very supportive, and I think Alfa Romeo, the brand, is a huge asset for the group. It is a huge asset for F1 also at the end, because it's an iconic brand, he said. Mercedes has continued to plan for the future, having signed up Chinese karting star Yuanpu Cui to its junior squad. The 13-year-old from Xi'an in northwestern China has proven a standout on the karting scene, with his results last year including second in the OK Junior class of the Andrea Margutti Trophy, along with a win and podiums in WSK's Champions Cup, Super Master Series, and Florida Winter Tour. Also on Mercedes' junior lineup, a Jamaican Floridian karter Alex Powell, Italian karter Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Estonian Formula Renault 2.0 racer Paul Aron, and Danish F3 racer Fredrik Vesti. More Formula One drivers could join future Indy 500 grids, with the sport keen to avoid date conflicts to improve interests stateside. The blue-ribboned event didn't clash with this year's Monaco Grand Prix for the first time since 2010. And while F1 previously only had eyes for itself, it now sees general interest in motorsport as critical. With the sport growing its fan base in the United States, and 2 events to be held there next year in Austin and Miami, paving the way for future collaborations, including potential wildcard drives. Formula One drivers have always been involved there, said Ross Brawn, F1's managing director of motorsports. It tends to be a follow-on career, but maybe if it doesn't clash, it doesn't have to be. Former F1 driver Carlos Reutemann has returned to hospital for intensive care, with a feverish condition affecting his general health. Reutemann, who competed in 146 Grands Prix from 1972 to 1982, was sent to Rosario's Sanatorio Parque clinic with internal bleeding earlier last month, but after a few days moved from intensive care to a general ward before being discharged from hospital. Reutemann, a politician and former governor of Argentina, is now being continuously monitored at the Santa Fe Sanatorium. The prognosis is conditional due to their pre-existing pathologies: chronic liver disease, hyper-long-standing portal tension, and liver failure, said a hospital representative. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.